No eye has seen what God has in store for me. No ear has heard what God has in store for me. Say,
No eye
yeah,
has seen what God
has in store for
has in store for
no
me.
ear,
No ear has heard
what God
has
in store. He has
a
a,
perfect plan for me.
it's always,
It always causes victory.
say, it will always work out for me. It will work out for me. Say, no, I. Come on, everybody. If you believe it, you can join us as we sing.
What God
Has in store. Say, no ear has heard what God has in store. Say, no mind can conceive what God has in store. Listen, no man can dream what God has in store. He has the perfect plan for me. Help me say,
It always causes victory.
it will always
It will always work out
for me.
for me.
Say, it
It
will.
will always work
It will always work out.
for me.
It has to work out
It will always work
because we
out
believe it.
for me.
We are standing by
It
your
will
promises
always work out
for me.
for me. It
There
will always work out
for me.
for me.
Say yeah. Work out for me. I believe
It
it.
will always
I receive
work
it
out
because He is my God.
It
Say
will always work
for
out
me.
for me. It will always work out
Come on, help me say
for me.
it
It
will
will always work out
for me.
for me. It will always work out for me. It will always work out for me. It will always work out for me. He has a good plan for me. Say it will always work out for me. Things are working out for the girls who love us.
This other part goes like this. Say it's working out
Working out
for me.
for me.
Say it's working out
It's working out
for me.
for me.
Someone lift your voice. It's working out.
It's working
It
out.
has to work out for me. Your word says it's working out
It's working out
for me.
for me.
Come on, everybody, just move with us. Yeah.
Amen.
Oh Lord, oh Lord, yeah. Woo, oh Lord, we thank you, Jesus. We enthrone you, God. We love you, Lord.
It is working out for my good. And so we want to say this God, an amazing God, a faithful God, ever living wonder. He is true and He is faithful. He has a record of doing this good. So do not doubt, He is good to you. Amen. Say our God. All right, all right, all right. My name is Pendo. Karibuni sana to YT Nation, Youth Transformation Nation, where we have conversations that affect your daily life. And of course, this month of July, we have been having conversations on money. It is Money Matters. And today we are having the topic Sense on Sense. So najua hiyo inaweza changanya mtu kidogo, but we are talking about sense. So common sense, sense on cents, shillings and cents. Yes, and we just want to look at business startups and what it is about business startups and how it has been for various people who have started their own businesses and the journey they have had. So I'm having an amazing, amazing panel right in front of me, and I'd just like them to introduce themselves, their name, and of course the businesses they run. And yes, we'll be able to carry on from there. So we can start from the gentleman across me, I guess. Yes.
Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is John Obado. I'm the CEO of Mafundi Hub. I'll be telling you what Mafundi Hub does even as we go on.
Hi, my name is Nicole, or Nikki. I'm the co-founder of Heeeey Collections, which is a bag company.
Hi everyone, my name is Joy Wambogo. I am the founder of Canaro Florist, flowers for all occasions.
All right. So as you can see, we are having an array. All right. This panel is just filled with knowledge and so many things. We are focusing on, very many aspects of the business world. So even as a young person, as you're tuning in, kindly let us know if you're running a business. The SMS line is always 22232. So kindly get in touch with us right now. All right, even as we get started. So I normally like to play games before we start, but today nitawahurumia. Mmeponea. Today is that day. Mmeponea. Yes. But even as we get into it, maybe you can let me know, Teacher Obado or Mr. Obado, what made you get into the line of business you are in right now?
By background, I'm a mechanic. So I've been handling vehicles for a long time. This is going to be like the 25th year in motor industry. So all along the way, I've been getting requests of people asking me for connections. Where can I get tires? Where can I get batteries? Where can I get this? Where can I have my car painted? And so I would give them directions just for free. And then it came to me that I can actually use that to make money. So I created Mafundi Hub, which is a hub for fundis. So when you need something related to artisans, then you call Mafundi Hub. So I diversified from vehicles and went into households. And so the next time you need a plumber, an electrician, a painter, you just call Mafundi Hub. That's how it came to be.
All right. So you found a niche. You found a niche in the marketplace, and then you just got right into it. Yes. And now, Nikki, Heeeey is, an exquisite bag collection. But I've seen some of their bags. They're actually pretty nice. I know a couple of people who have bags from Heeeey collection. Is it ulikosa bag? Bag ilikatika kwa njia, uka realize I can make something. Tell us about it.
Well, the story is quite interesting because professionally I'm in the field of medicine. However, I came to realize that I have a passion for the arts. And so I'd find myself designing 1 to 3 things, drawing 1 to 3 things. But then now with the bag company, just as you've said, it's not as far as what Pendo has said. One day I was really looking for a backpack and I couldn't find what I wanted. And I drew it out. And then I kept it. I kept it very far away. And I was like, if I could get such a bag one day, I'd be really excited. And so a couple of years down the line, the person we've co-founded the business with, we just sat down and we were like, okay, why don't we start something that both of us are passionate about? We are both passionate about the arts. So we decided to start the bag company. And one of the designs is that bag that I had drawn out very many years ago. So yeah, passion for the arts.
All right. So even as you answer this, I think Joy can also touch on it as well. Do you think business is for everyone? Now, I've had people say, by the way, I've had people say there are people who are meant for corporate. That is what you are just naturally meant to do. And then there are creatives and people who are able to start up things from the bottom. Those are now people who are meant to be entrepreneurs. And then there are others who, it goes on and on and on. So as an individual, do you think, kwanza someone who's doing med, okay, the other people will say, med students, you are just meant for med, focus on the books because kisikurambe, but yeah. Do you actually think business is for anyone and everyone?
I believe that as long as you chase whatever you want, you can get it. And business is not for specific people. But again, not forgetting that people have very different personalities. So I'll give you an example. For me, I find it easy to think, and I have a very creative mind. But to chase along something that I've thought about is very difficult. So for me as an individual, I know that I need someone to help me chase that vision. And so if I can get a partner who can help me chase it, the better. Other people are find it very easy to chase the vision, but they're not very good with thinking about stuff on the spot or coming up with great ideas. So business can be done by everyone, but you just need to know what kind of personality you have as an individual to make it work.
I mean, I agree with Nikki. Business is definitely not for everyone, but I know that once you establish a niche, because there's definitely something that you don't like about something or about how something is carried out. So that's definitely a niche. So once you establish it, you can share with someone who you know is business oriented, and you can know how to deal with it. So there's a person who can drive the business, and you can be the mind behind the business. So it's definitely, I would say it's definitely for everyone.
Okay, so ni kila mtu apate yake. Yes.
Yeah, I think everyone can get into business. If you're in corporate, you'll discover that you reach a point where you are on routine. And the moment you're on routine, it becomes boring. So if you're able to think about, in line of what you do, what do you love? Yeah? What do you love doing? Then that can be something that you create to diversify and make it a business. Yeah.
So we can just look at other factors that people need to consider when they're getting into business. There's someone out there who's like, I'm getting into business. I really don't know where to start. And I'm not even really starting because I'm so confused. I don't know my left from my right, So some of these factors that people can look at as they're getting into business, we've looked at the niche. Of course, you can't start a business if you don't know the niche that you want to, to cover. And the problem you want to solve, let's put it that way, the problem you want to solve for people. So there's that, and then there's capital. There are other things maybe we can just add on top of that and just create a list for people so that they can go through these things and see what is it they're lacking and what is it they need to work on. Yes. We can start from anywhere, Joy.
I mean, I can go first. I think passion is one thing you should look into, because business is not just a walk in the park. It's definitely mountaintops and valleys. So once you have the passion to whatever you're going through, even when the challenges come, since you know it's from deep down your heart, it's something you love, hence you'll be able to have the courage to continue, as much as sometimes it's not very pleasant. So passion is something you should look into.
Time. There's active income and there's passive income. So if your business is an active business, for example, a tailoring business is an active business because you have to be there. If you're the tailor, yourself, you're the tailor, then you have to be there. You're doing the job at that time is what will make you the money. But there's passive income whereby you're sleeping and you're making money, like stocks. That's a passive income. So deciding whether checking whether you have the time to do active or whether you have the time to do passive, or it can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Or also you can bring in experience.
Yes.
Because after doing one thing over and over again, you discover better ways of doing it. And if the better way is not in line with what you're actually doing, you can use the better way to create the business. Yeah, you could be in farming, then you discover a way of irrigation that maybe nobody else knows. Then you sell it, patent it, and sell it. Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, but
Yes.
it's possible.
Yes. patenting is actually, it should be an entire topic on its own. Yeah. Milima na mabonde ya kupitia maofisi. Yeah. To get those patents right and get, what actually makes sense. Because unaweza enda na patent and then they're like, we are not taking
Or
this.
it's already there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Actually, that's actually quite true.
I'll tell you a story about that.
Please do. Have you tried patenting before? Uh-huh.
So, when you're starting with a business, if you want to register the business, you have to register the name first.
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
So we went to look for, when we were registering Hera, we found Hera is taken. The Hera name is taken. So our actual name is Hera Na Collections. Yeah, because Hera is taken. So we had to change our packaging. We had to change our, now the Na means Hera Nairobi. So that's why it's Hera now. But then now people were already used to Hera, 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 Hera. And technically, Hera is a short form for Herana, so why not? But
What does Hera mean?
Hera means love in a language. Yes.
Just saying, my name is Pendo.
Yes.
Just saying. So I think it's actually quite interesting getting the name right. Also getting a catchy name that it can slip off people's mouths so easily. It's actually quite interesting. Yeah. And then now, you can also look at, for people who have stalls, your location, where you are based. You always equal to some,
Dingy area.
some I was avoiding the word, but yeah, some dingy place, where there are no people. There are some places that, okay, they're a little dingy, but then they have a lot of market because of the niche that they have found in the society and what they're able to help people acquire. So yeah, it just depends on your location. If you're selling fruits, if you're selling, I don't know, what do people sell? Flowers. Yes. Hey, amen. And then you have a stall. It needs to be somewhere where people can see, somewhere that looks pretty, as well as just your advertising. Hey, advertising is another thing.
topic altogether.
Yeah, because is it that you want your face to be seen? And maybe Joy, you can touch on this a bit. Is it that you want people to know that you're behind the business? Ama wewe ni ule wa let the business run? People will be surprised to know it's my business, but I use other people's faces and to be able to push my product.
I'm definitely the ghost to this business. Everyone else thinks it's for everyone in my family but me. I definitely use everyone in my circle to advertise but me. And the reason is because one fear of failure. When I was starting out, I was like, I don't know how this would be. So that's definitely something I should say. I don't know how this would run. And I was like, in case it fails, at least it won't be on me totally. It will be like everyone. And definitely, I should say this is my first time coming out and saying I am the owner of Canero Florist. I'm happy about it. So far, so good. But the face of the business definitely matters because it gives authenticity to the business. You know who's running this business. You know how incredible or the integrity. So they are not just a con man. So yeah, definitely in terms of authenticity and integrity, it's good to have a face behind the business.
And looking into your business, maybe you can touch on some of those things that you have struggled with in terms of setting up the business because, hey, flowers, someone is asking where you getting flowers, So some of those challenges, maybe you can touch on them. And if you have similar challenges, how that has been for you. Yes.
My biggest challenge for flowers has definitely been delivery because it's perishable good. So the time between I finally touch it to the time the client or my customer gets it is very crucial. So for me, my challenge has been delivery, which is coming to kind of stabilize in terms of how I'm packaging it and having a delivery guy, which is coming a bit handy.
So when you get the flowers from, let's say, you said Naivasha?
Yeah, I get my flowers from Naivasha.
Okay. So when you get the flowers to now zimefika Nairobi, you go for them yourself or you have someone pick them?
Often I don't. I have someone who picks them and brings them because I do everything from my space, which is definitely my parents' house. So after I receive them, there's simple flower cares. As long as flower is in water, it will survive for for the longest it can, like 2 weeks or something. So that's definitely one of the one that I should say. But in terms of, I know as well that people know flowers die immediately, but it's just about care. So that's what I'm also trying to sensitize, so that it doesn't seem like you're buying a product that will die the following day, but it's a product that can take time and you can see it flourish.
All right. So find her for floral tips, flower tips. Sisi, when you buy flowers and the next day they've started withering, please find tips on how to make these flowers survive.
I am here.
Mother's Day, anybody, Mother's Day. We bought flowers, actually. We bought flowers for my mom. And let's just say they're not doing well. Safe to say, they're not doing well. Yeah, so I don't know. I've had those myths about TCG, you put sugar, or others put bleach. I don't know. Find her, kindly find her. We'll be able to, get some of these tips and sustain your flowers. Challenges in your businesses that you have faced thus far.
The challenges that I've faced in Mafundi Hub, just like the name sounds, is fundis, because they're the core runners of the business. Because my company needs professional, I need fundis who've got integrity, I need them to be available, and I need them to have the space that I'm putting. In regards to fundis, most of them are because they are lower income. So for you to get them, you have to get them in those places. You know what I mean? But I have to advertise my business for an uptown. So my office actually is also in uptown. So the connection between the fundis and you have to now dress them, kit them, make them look presentable, and also train them. Now, my challenge is in the process of making them become presentable, they become presentable to everyone, and then they disappear. So they get other jobs. So that is my number one challenge. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sourcing for fundis.
Yes.
Fundi Chronicles. We all know them. But then it's actually, we can write books
Yeah, we
about
can
them.
do.
But this is actually a very amazing niche because I think maybe you can even tell us the year you started and how long you have run this business. Because I think during COVID, it was a time when people really were looking for people to help them repair things. People wanted to make their spaces be more comfortable because now your entire family is there
at home.
24/7.
Yeah.
So just finding people to be able to help them with those things. This was actually a very booming businesses during COVID season.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're asking how we started it?
Yes, and the year you started, sorry.
I was actually, when the idea came, I looked for a business coach. So I got a friend of mine who was training me online on WhatsApp, actually. You ask question, a training on WhatsApp.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like a WhatsApp group where he asks questions and gives you notes and you ask questions and the whole group is just chatting. And I learned through that. So I invited him home. And then he's like, what kind of business do you want to start? Then I said, I want to bring fundis together. So I want to bring them into one place. So he said, like something like a hub for fundis. That's when I said yes. So we all said Mafundi Hub. And the name came.
Nice.
So after that, of course, we did the logo, we did the Facebook page, and the rest has been growing slowly by slowly. So it started with basic needs. During COVID, it was very useful because there were people who had trash in their homes. You know, like you have the store where you put everything.
Yeah.
I would bring my people and they would do a cleanup and your place looks nice. For a fee.
Definitely.
It's still under Mafundi Hub.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've got leaking sewages or you need
Faucets,
plumbing jobs or you need painting. You know, when you're at home, that's when you discover the crack.
So true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Places
that's,
where water has seeped.
yeah, we
stuff like
we made some money during COVID.
All right.
Yeah.
And that was your introduction into mentorship for the
Yes.
business.
Yes.
Because a mentor is actually very important.
Very.
How do you find a mentor for what you're doing. Unajua, saa zingine unaanza biashara and you're like, I seriously don't know a relative who is doing this. I don't know a friend who's doing this. I really don't know if they're understanding my vision. Because, you know, you also can't just pick anyone and they really don't get what you're doing, and what they're directing you into is not what you have envisioned. Maybe shika tu on mentorship.
Well, for us, mentorship has been very key, especially at the beginning. Personally, I have prior experience with business, so it was a bit easier to start because I had already started like other businesses before. So I knew what hills to cross, what needs not to do, and stuff like that. But then when it came to this particular industry that I have never touched on before, I sought help from my friends. One who is in the fashion industry, and another one who's in the bag company business, but more of African bags. So they're the ones who helped me source for fundis. They're the ones who actually advised me on where to get materials. And then when I went to the fundis, they'd also advise me, if you go here, you'll get them at a cheaper price compared to here, which we prefer to source our own materials because sometimes people can do you dirty. You know, so mentorship has really played a key role because there are some times that, especially when you're starting, it can be so frustrating because there are things that you're going through you've never heard of, you've never seen, and you don't even know what to do. And so for us, it made sense for us to use our friends who are already in business because also we had never like done the graphic parts. He's talked about graphics, and I'm like, hey, logo, hey, packaging, hey, how should my page look like, and stuff like that. And so for my partner found people in the graphic design field and stuff like that to just mentor him on how to do it. Because for us, we've done everything on our own. We've done our own logo. We are working on our own website alone. Like Sisi ni wa kujifanyia, all inclusive, but through mentorship as well.
How far have you reached on the website point? Because that's a this conversation has very many things that people need to, you know, touch
Yeah.
on and figure out, how am I doing this?
Yeah.
Do I need help? Is it something I can do on my own? So how far have you reached on the website note? Is it just an idea you guys have shared and you're like, so we need to research on this? Or have you found someone who will teach you? You know, because creating websites is a whole job. There's someone who is just doing websites for people, and
Yeah.
that's how they earn their living. So how far?
So I thank the Lord that my partner is a software engineer. So he's doing the
We are sorry.
so he's doing the website.
Yeah.
The face is done. The icons are done. So sasa imebaki, I can do Swahili.
Yes.
Imebaki tu kuipartition and to put, you know,
Yeah.
home and to put the products,
Animations and all that.
animations and yeah, but colors and all, we have it figured out. At least nikiklik kakitu, I open and I see Hera collections. I'm like, oh wow. And now, okay, I'm told it's called creating a domain. Sijui what.
Yes, a
Those
domain
things, I'll
name
be
or
lying if I
something.
tell you I know. But Shobado is very conversant, I think. So yeah, that's where we are at.
All right.
Yeah, conversant, I think it's interest. Because depending on what you like doing, for me, of course, the graphics, it's my son who did, and eventually taught me how to do it. I did my first website using WordPress, and it was a sham.
So sorry.
There's a friend of mine who called me and said, I'm seeing spelling mistakes, you know, things like that, which are so crazy. So I pulled it down and I partnered with some friends who were able to help me do a website. Wow. Yeah.
All right. Now, even in this process, you were telling us about the platforms you can find that can help you, you know, walk through this process of creating a website, knowing how things are supposed to go, Gmail addresses, or I was hearing things
Yeah.
I don't think I had considered before. Maybe you can just touch on that. We are not advertising, but just
Yeah,
shika
I don't
kidogo.
think, I don't know whether they still have vacancy, but I got into this NGO that helps startups, and it was like a godsend because I needed that help. And so they just asked me for my logo, my details. You see, like, what are you doing? What are you up to? Send us photos. So they did the website for free. They give you emails, 5 emails, and they also help you do Google My Business, which is another way of advertising. Now, the catch is this. They do it for you for free for the first year. Then the second year you pay half price, and the third year now you pay full price. So I'm actually past the second year. So this year, I think by September, I'll be doing full. But even as I do full, the visibility is already there. The website is running. I've got my emails. So I don't need to communicate on Gmail anymore. I can use mafundi.com, yeah, which is awesome.
Hey, okay.
Congratulations.
So actually, congrats, because that's a really big step. It's a part that inasumbuanga a lot of people in business. And Elon Musk was saying that business is like eating glass and staring into the abyss.
Right?
Because I had that and
What
I
does
found
that mean in
I found
English?
it I found it to be quite true, because sometimes there's a hardship in business that you need to overcome, and a lot of times this is the point where people give up. They let go of their businesses and they're like, this is not working.
Yeah.
And then it's also like staring into the abyss. Honestly, you don't know what you're doing. Wewe ukisimama tu na Mungu, you can just say clearly before God, you're not really sure what you're doing. And maybe we can just get into character development, things that, hey, umepigwa chenga na maisha, yeah? Business has just been insane. Like, you've seen things and you're like, you never in your something years of life ever thought you'd see some of those things. Maybe you'd just start with joy.
Well, most of my character developments, I should say, I've initiated them. One very recent, I lost money just because I sent the wrong till number. And once it's gone, it's gone. That one, I was just like, I'm almost losing my mind. But before we lose it, it's my mistake. But I've mentioned delivery. So 2 instances. One, the delivery guy came and picked my flowers, and he was going to Syokimau. Safe to say he did not reach, and he went with the flowers. And my client, my customer, kept on calling me. I'm like, the rider is on the way, but the flowers went. So that's why delivery has been quite a challenge for me. And very recent as yesterday, another rider went with my flowers. So that means cost on me. I give you other flowers because you've paid for them.
Do you have like a personal rider, or do you use these digital apps?
That's actually what I wanted to
Yeah, I do have a rider, but he's not solely mine. So when he's busy, I have to source from the app, which can be tricky sometimes, because both times when that has happened to me, it's been from the app. My rider has never done some dingy jobs.
Do you send the complaints? Because I know some of these digital apps have quote-unquote insurance.
I mean, you can complain. They'll give you a 40% off,
Oh,
200 shillings off. You'll get some discounts, but it's not worth your
The
flowers.
insurance, maybe no. Probably they'll just remove the stars from the rider and maybe block him.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
That's painful.
It is.
Because
I
now
should say.
imagine if you don't have that exact type of flowers that someone wanted. And now especially for people like ladies, we're very specific
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
about some of these things. So if we're ordering and I want lilies and I don't want them open, I don't want them to have bloomed yet. I want, which other flowers do we know? You want roses. Roses are quite common, but then you have an order and it's for those ones that are not so easy to find. That can be such a challenge, because then that means you have to go back to the source.
I have to make crazy. It's crazy in terms of money. once that happens, because you'll solely do the order yourself on your own expense. So it's eating into your profits, it's eating into your integrity. It's a lot.
Very true.
Especially when you have to deal with deadlines
Yeah.
that you need to deliver. Hey,
And you know, flowers have got a sensitive part behind it because there's a reason why they're being sent. So you're
Yeah.
affecting that emotional part of it. So
Hey,
it's,
that's
it's,
deep.
it's sensitive.
That's a lot. That's deep.
Actually, I had not even thought about the emotional
Same.
aspect
It
of
does.
flowers.
Not product alone,
Because
emotion.
very few people order flowers just to order.
Just to order.
There are people, I mean, they change their flowers weekly. We bless the Lord for them.
Hallelujah.
My
They're getting
customers,
there.
I tell you.
Hallelujah.
But maybe it's my birthday and my
Yeah.
person wants to.
You were
do a
born
thing.
at
Yeah.
12:30, so the flowers should come at 12:30.
12:30.
My rider has decided to go to
Sweep him
Kitengela.
To take
And it
flowers
is
to his
9.
wife.
And you need to go and look for flowers from I don't know where.
Yeah.
And it's like a journey from here to Timbuktu. Quite insane.
Yeah.
Yes, my dear.
I think you should think about diversifying your riders. Like once you get a trustworthy rider from the digital app, maybe you'll be like, okay, are you available to also do out of the app orders such that you have maybe 3 people? It's very rare for you to have 3 people you call and they're all
And they
busy.
all fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So think
Tip,
about
tip.
meaning.
All right.
Hey,
Character development.
Character
character
development.
We can write
development.
books.
We can write books. I think for me the biggest have been fundis, honestly. Because you've spoken about deadlines and I've just had my heart just you give a fundi a deadline and I'm like, hey. You know? Kwanza hata kujia before. Unaenda even a bit later and you find nothing has been done.
Nothing has started.
Nothing has been done. Or there's a time we did a bulk order for a particular company. And we went back and we were like, this is not the sample that we brought. This is not
Yes.
what we drew.
Nika amechange, akaifanya, akachukua cheaper.
Okay. Make it his own.
Yeah.
Ama her own. So we have gone through a lot in terms of the vision that you have in mind, the vision that you've drawn, not coming to life the way you thought it would. Number 2, timelines with the fundis. Because now you see, we've not like hired fundis that are just working for us. These are independent people. And so just as he was saying, you find this person has a couple of orders, so you find timelines for us are also very interesting. So we give a we don't tell the client that we'll deliver tomorrow at 12. We give them a time frame. We'd be like, okay, in 3 to 4 days, we'll deliver. So we can either call you on the first day or on the 3rd day. You get? So it also gives us time to be able to ensure that the order is completed and completed well. Because sometimes you'll go back and that order is not the way you had given it. I may change color. I may change design. Ajaeka zip. You get?
Yeah.
Small things.
What did you do about that bulk order? Because now, was it already made?
It was already made.
Sasa mnachukua tu all the things they have created for themselves and you present that or you
Pendo, there
bear
were
the
70
cost?
bags. 70.
You have to sell them also.
We took them. But you see, the designer is the only person who knows how the bag should look.
Oh,
So that's what saved us.
okay.
The guys who are getting them didn't know how they should look. It was a problem that could be overlooked, if I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky you. Unajua unaweza pata maybe the person who has asked for a certain number of bags has created a design they
A
want.
template
Exactly.
they
Yes.
have.
And they have given it to you. Ndio wewe umeletewa kazi inakaa skwembe
Ukweli.
to say the least.
Ukweli.
You know, and then now you have to figure out how are we going to correct this?
Very true.
Because some things are you can't correct it with the same material. You need to get a fresh supply and then start over and explain this is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Obado, maybe you can touch a little bit on that and also talk about, because I think we had mentioned it a little bit earlier. Sometimes, what do you do when the business is not working? You have tried it for a span of a couple of years and you're realizing this is something I need to let go of.
Yeah, I think let me start there, because when I started, I was doing everything so that I can see which one works, then I can zero into what works. But I also discovered there's another way where you start with one, you concentrate on it until it grows to others. So for me, I've got a lot of stories to tell about character development. Fundi still. There's still a TV that I'm still paying for the screen. But that was the client's problem, because I told them, don't pay the fundi, pay the pay bill. And wakaskizana behind the scenes, so he paid the fundi and the fundi disappeared. So that one, at least I stood over it. There's one where I was conned. I was actually almost got conned, or a contract of painting a whole compound. Painting, eh? As in, I was given a deal on email, everything was okay. I did the quotation, everything was okay. I sent a fundi, they did the measurements, the quantity of paint, the colors, everything was fine. Kumbe, it was a hoax. You know the way you send somebody to a building to do measurements, and that building does not belong to the person who was sent.
Yes.
The behind the scene, they wanted some money. They said, for us to give you this contract, it's going to cost this much, but give us this amount so that we can, the last signature. So what saved me is not having that amount of money. Because I said, I don't have that money, and then I let it go. Then the following day, I went into the website and called, and they discovered that person was not even known there. Yeah, so there's a lot that can happen in business, but mainly fundis. Fundis, I'm still handling one where a fundi fell. And so that's also an insurance thing, and also safety, health and safety issue. There are also cases where, in regards to, when I send a mechanic, for example, the car has a repeat job, and the client has already paid. Probably the fundi brought, instead of getting Japanese parts, they bought Chinese parts, and the vehicle broke down. So such cases. But we're working towards having a quality control in Mafundi Hub so that we can overcome. But there are many challenges. I can't finish talking.
Well, you just talked about being conned. You know, there's this thing about young people wanting this influencer speed, because you see influencers online, you see they have started a business yesterday, today it is booming. They're talking about the cars they have bought, the places they're going to chop and eat and, you know, do all these things. And then you want the same thing. When I look at being conned, I've been conned. Unajua hiyo pesa yenye hata ikuwa yako. It wasn't even yours. And I wanted to try out trading. So there's it. Yes, this thing actually really rose during COVID.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn how to trade. I wanted, you know, all these things, and just make some passive income, you know, some side money. And then I wanted to invest in someone to teach me how to trade. First mistake, Pendo, you have not seen this person. So all communications were online. I found this person, they're trading, they seem to have students that they have trained, and the students have succeeded. And you know, but there's some of these things are red flags. Let me just put it out there for people. You find someone online on Instagram, you're looking at their page, and when you scroll down, it was started 3 months ago.
That's a red flag.
That page is 3 months old. I wish I knew that earlier, because this person had posted so much that scrolling, sikuwa nafika mwisho. But then I don't know if they were posting 10 posts per day, because when I reached the bottom, and this was after being conned, I found out that this thing started like 3-4 months ago. So yeah, it was quite an experience. You know, they already, because it started off well. Akanionyesha, so you know you need to buy Bitcoin, you need to, you know, so you akanionyesha where to buy. At least I know how to buy. You have bought the coins. You now, is it you're buying the coins or what do you buy? Yeah, you have bought, and then now you want to trade and stuff like that. Now here's where the confusion came in. Akaniambia, send that which you have bought to this account. So now in my head, I don't know, I think I was so excited. Aki guy. When I think about it, I just get tired. So akaniambia, I send the coins I have bought to a certain number. Mimi ni nani? Nimetuma. Bila kuchela. You're not even taking time because you have told your mother, you have given me these thousands, I'm going to return.
double it.
Narudisha na interest. Doubling the amount you have given me. We are going to be set. This is being set for life. You know. But then now after I have sent it, this person is not responding
Disappears, eh?
to your questions. The calls are not going through. The ones that were going through, the lines are switched off. It was quite insane. So that was, I think, my first encounter with being conned, but also my first encounter with learning how to do research. Finding out whether this is legit or not. Finding a true mentor who can help me and walk with me. I have not gone back to trading, safe to say.
I was even
'cause
about to ask.
I don't think I have the grace. But yeah, so as we finish, do you think that this generation that we are in have the grit and the tenacity to start a business and sustain it? Because I've had older generations saying, you're the microwave generation. You just want things quick and easy. You do not know how to toil to make a business succeed. And what can we do about the same? In 1 minute tops, tunaweza answer from that end.
I think, like you talked about mentor, and I don't know who I was talking to. I think I was talking to her about mentoring the young people from a very young age and having that sense in their mind so that they can have the patience of holding on and waiting. For example, a good example is the power of a shilling. Do you know if you saved a shilling today and tomorrow you save 2 shillings, the next day 3 shillings, on date 31st, how much will that be? 31 shillings. You keep on adding 1 shilling. On date 32, you put 32 shillings. On the last day, 365, you put 365 shillings. If you do it continuously for 1 year, you'll have more than 60,000. Yeah, if you save that continuously. So the generation we have do not have that patience of waiting for a business to grow. Like you're saying, putting thousands of ads in a page to make it look legit. They want it there and then. So I think we need to mentor the people who are growing up so that they can get that in their life. Yeah.
Well, I think for me, I'd say they do have the capacity. But then for me as an individual, I try not to put myself together with others when I'm trying to make a decision. I put myself aside, my age aside, because I am young, I believe. And so if I think about, okay, the older people are saying we don't have the patience or something of the sort, I try to avoid the many voices and think as an individual. Because the moment I put myself with my generation, then there's a lot I'm going to miss out on based on what other people are saying and what I'm hearing out there. I started earning when I was in high school by plaiting people's hair. That's how I started earning. And so for me, I have worked it up until where I am right now. And through that, I have been able to learn how to manage my own personal finances and also to manage a business's finances. And so I am young, you are young. You can make it. It's not about, and also don't feel the pressure to start a business because other people are starting businesses. Not really. Do your research. The way Pendo is saying, research is so important. Get your niche, find your time. It's very possible to start and sustain a business when you're still young.
Right. Parting shots.
Um, Tend not to compromise. Shortcuts will always catch up with you. They have caught up with me. Some will still catch up with me soon. But try not to compromise in everything, because even as you're starting this business, it's not just a business to pass time or to have a business so that you look like you are mature, or you like everyone is having a business, so here I am with my business. You want it to grow to a brand. You want it to become something good and legitimate. So tend not to compromise, avoid shortcuts, and love the journey, love the pace. However slow, however fast it can be, it's your journey. So it's yours, and don't compare yourself. If you dare compare, okay, just get notes, but not for pressure.
All right. So I think me collect all these things. If you had a paper and a pen, you are learning from these people. Tumesema usikubali pressure. It is your journey. All right. Find mentors to help you walk through the journey. Do your own research. Don't depend on people and what they're saying. Naskia from here and there. And of course, I just like to leave us with some Bible verses. There's Romans chapter 13, verse 7. It says, "Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor." And there's, of course, Matthew 22:21. Caesars, they replied. Then he said to them, "So give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." So ukianzia your biashara, don't be tensed about all these things. We figure everything one day at a time. There are people in business for very many years and they're still learning. It's a learning process. So even as we conclude, unfortunately, there are very many things to be touched on, but we need to conclude. So I pray and I hope that you keep tuned to us only on YT Nation. Remember, the SMS line is 22232. And today we have been talking about sense on sense. See you. Good night.